Ms Jones.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. The Minister will know from my earlier question regarding force protection how important and seriously you take that issue, and it is right that that is the main focus today. But if I may, I would like to address one issue that reared its head over the weekend as one of the only female veterans in this Parliament. Unfortunately, certain pathetic little people took this incident and decided to come out of the woodwork and criticise people for doing their job whilst being female. Yeah. I know, as a woman serving in the armed forces, every opportunity that has been given to women, we have earned through serving on operations and proving time and time again we are worthy to be there. I was very conscious when I was serving that I had to be perfect, because any fault or flaw that I showed would not be held just against me, but against all the women that I was serving with. Could the Minister stand up and say now to every woman serving in the armed forces that we respect and recognise their service?
Yes. Minister.
Where are they? Can I commend my more friend for her words there and for her service? It is outrageous, the comments that were made at the weekend about our serving military. I notice there's not a single Reform MP here for this statement. Let me be absolutely clear. I believe on a cross-party basis that all parties present in the chamber today back our forces. We don't take to Twitter to mock them. We respect service on a cross-party basis. We do not belittle senior officers based on their gender or experience. We need to be better than this. Just as we ask our armed forces to address cultural concerns, we need to be alive to that in our politics as well, calling out misogyny wherever it rears its ugly head. But let's send a united message from all those parties here present today that we back our armed forces, we want to see change in culture in our armed forces, and we value the contribution of everyone who serves, especially those brave women who have done so much to secure our national security in recent years.
Order, one moment. On this Armed Forces Day of all days, I think it's entirely appropriate for the Chair to have allowed the Minister to have responded to that question, even though it is not strictly in line with the statement. But from now on, given the time that we've got available, I think we have to come back to the statement itself. Mr Thomas.
I'm not sure this is appropriate anymore, Mr Deputy Speaker, because ironically on Saturday the member for Boston and Skegness demonstrated his ignorance of RAF force protection by tweeting that Group Captain Louise Henton's background in human resources led to last week's infiltration of RAF Bryce Norton. It was a disgusting attack on a senior officer and my previous squadron commander, who has dedicated her career to the Armed Forces service and to bettering the lives, the lived experience of our personnel. Will the Minister join me, therefore, in thanking all members of our armed forces today and in condemning the remarks from the Deputy Leader of Reform?
Yeah. Minister.
Alive to your words, Mr Deputy Speaker. Let me just say I agree with the honourable gentleman, as I agreed with my honourable friend on this side about the comments here. It is so important that when we make the case for respecting our armed forces, we recognise that those who serve are not able to respond to comments made in the political arena. They're prevented from doing so. Therefore, it is members of this House that must have our armed forces back. We must be able to call out that behaviour that is not acceptable, just as we back our forces. And I hope that all serving members of our armed forces will be able to see today, in this chamber today, the full-throttled support for this House for those people who serve.